I've got this as like the background of my phone, and so I've been like looking at it as far as just like the abstractness, the blurriness, how the media is like misrepresenting everything, and how stories are changing, grand juries are not being informed, and so forth. So this is a poem in 6 parts. 1. Synonyms Fox News uses for a 12-year-old. The perpetrator. Tall for his age, could pass for at least strapped and young for his looks. The assailant's face darkened by a hoodie drop out. Gun-shaped hands, deceased hooded, reckless, bloodless, bubonic. Shadow in the grass, thug whose eyes can rightfully be mistaken for a weapon. Strapped hood, drugged, gang affiliation. Whose body appeared to be a gun, armed, in sagging age. 2. A 911 caller speaks of rivers. There is a rummager in Beaver Creek who was shaking down the shelves. He was loading the gun with his cell phone. A senior dropped her yarn. That sound was not a cart squeaking. He's aiming it at girls. He's loading the rifle with his mother, yes, black. His shoes are tracking mud. His hair is aggressive. His face is a table in a brown room. Clips of 22s loading on the table. He is filling his rifle with his daughters. The assault rifle is black. His hoodie is a crisis of hollyhocks. The household cleaner aisle. His fingernails are filling the rifle. His fingers are carbon. His eyes, what difference do the colors of those make? 3. Trayvon tells his story. 4. Who killed the unarmed kid? It wasn't me, says George, the jester deputy, fingering his own clothes with the barrel of a loaded stub nose, shooting a woman's head to give a haircut, circling his own gun commercial, Fudd, the loony, to a jury that's a mirror in the 5th year of an NRA subscription who isn't to blame because a white woman was robbed once and guns don't shoot themselves. It wasn't me, says the officer in New York, just doing my job outside of the standard, I guess you'd call them protocol, that says a chokehold used on white suspects at least counts as excessive, force, whose boundaries are dripped on by white dandruff of the DA's powdered wig shaking and bobbing to a grand jury, which is also a mirror in silence as the matches of the president's eyebrows fog and switch and do not kindle. It wasn't me, said the officers who were caught high-fiving after tasing to death a teenage painter for staining an abandoned McDonald's with his name. 5. Darren Wilson speaks of rivers. Stop me if you heard this one. 2 boys walk into a bar and the bartender says to the black one, stop me if you've heard it. 2 black boys walk into the doctor's office. The bartender says to the rapper. A black boy steps into a sidewalk and tells the bartender, black, wait, there was one. 2 black boys walk unarmed into a gun shop and the bartender says, the unarmed black boy, I want to see some ID. The black boy says, I know, it's priceless. Listen, 2 demons stretch across the front seat. A black Hogan, 2 black. One of them is laughing. An intense-faced demon looks aggressively back at the bartender. Stop me if you've heard it. There was this one black boy running backward. He was coming toward me. The bartender said, would you like a shot? 6 shots from my pal over there. Shot, 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 shot. Drink up, boys. No charge. 6. The X as political subject. The X is not crying on the inside. Footnote, Richard writes, black boy, child of 4, finds fireplace and straw, burns the crooked floor, earthed by shelves, the bed linens, tires of his toys. The X ingests the angel of the house, chews its heart. Blue bubble of conscience loosened by wind and American refinement. Footnote, the Bible. Ignore harshness. The youthful death of the X was a convenience for reporters. Footnote, cotton batiste of red polka dots clothed the black boy like a clown suit. The lawyer is not crying on the inside, dreads contention from the press, pleads peace for dollar justice. I shot the suspect, said the deceased defensively. The X's chest exploded to save my country's life, etc. A mother kept her son's eyes from closing on Friday by firing at a tree who stalked her son. The police reported another mistaking of plastic bags for squirrels and birth for death. The X's laughter is a rattling, the professor insists, accusing abstraction. History, he reckons, is wildly gluttonous. Footnote, the postcard's pink arm saws the escaper in half like a magician, with the redness of the ripped curtains. The black boy could not be found in the photograph. The court reporter's misspelling of shackled makes the appellate room erupt. The black boy shacked in chains and robes of fire orange. Who are we, the student asked, to call reoccurrence gluttony? Footnote, Toni Morrison, Sula. The summer of beautiful black boys, even their footsteps left a smell of smoke. The ex's wounds at the funeral were arrayed, the body facing its slit nation per the mother's wishes. The single leg of the crucifixion under which the coffin's central figure serviced the community as fulcrum. The ex as savior scrubbed by hair, weeping. The preaching singeing as metaphor, footnote, Freud's violence. The patient has mismanaged superego and aggresses against silence. The veil of the ex. The beauty, his subjectivity, his face and name miraged. Footnote, Samo, copyright. The black boy becomes invisible, absorbent of all symbology. Womb, the promised, rigidity of physique, false liberty, etc. And race rearranges our house like peculiar flame.
How's everybody doing?
All right.
Good. It's always great. This is interestingly in here, but I'm gonna leave it alone. It's always good to be in the presence of friends and family. Shout out to O Sharp.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Dave. Creative Control Fest. King Arts Complex. Friends in the front. Everybody here. The amazing Barbie Fran. Dave. Give it up for Dave. My fault. I had to do it. Man, Dave and I was in the poetry group at Wright State, Wayward Words Poet Society, man. So he's been phenomenal forever. So that piece was amazing. So I got some stuff. I did a little experiment. And in my experiment, I took some time earlier this week and I came to the gallery and I looked at the art and I decided to write some things from the pieces and interpret it through some music. And I'd already been working on this track that was made in dedication to Tamir and just everybody else. And so some of the pieces in the room really inspired some of the things that I wrote about. The issue is I just wrote it, but we're gonna do it anyway. Because this show is going to go down and it's just not going to be as relevant if we don't just do this right now. Yes, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Something different. I actually made this track, so this is like the first. I'm feeling kind of good about that. Yeah.
The cover-up started from the beginning and it still has an end.
Samir, 12-year-old child. There's no doubt about it. Not a man, not a male, but a child. Samir playing here. Samir, a real gun.
No more white on white crime. Cuffs strangle my wrist. J's keep my ankles chained, neck already lynched, my body is strange fruit. The family trees, blood-stained roots. Trying to loosen up this noose, I can't breathe. Hands up, don't shoot on the brother, please. And it's real, I'm feeling things that I shouldn't feel. Our only option, stay enraged, live in fear. What if my nephew had been Tamir? He do live in Cleveland, calling my sister why your son ain't make it home this evening. It's tragic somebody got blasted. But when you pay your government taxes to put your son in the casket, then armed revolution and guns and underreaction to the grand jury not indicting racist police or blackness is target practice. We ain't safe in these streets, we ain't safe in the car, ain't safe in our home. You ain't safe up in Mothwalk when you talk on the phone. Get your hands out your pocket and your hair just unlock it. Brother, stop running, I don't care if you jogging. To the gym, you and him, two and them, that's a gang. But 10 cops on my block with all Glocks ain't the same. Black life embargoed and sanctioned. They think I'm cargo on slaves, yet my heart go to the ancient. And I'm more like something warlike, something that's alright. Step into the realm. That's the piece. Yeah, alright. Feeling good about it. What you think, Al? That's alright? Okay, alright. So cool, so I'm glad to debut that. You like that, Marshall? Alright, cool. Alright, that's good. I got one more piece that I want to do, what I've been learning, and just kind of give it out. So it's called The Lineage. What if I told you you were descendants of kings and queens? See, that'd change everything. From the way you dress to how you act. Black people as a people, there's something that we lack. History has hid our artifacts, made us forget about our arts and crafts, told us lies about ourselves, but those aren't the facts. See, I take it back to the days of being black. And shoot, back then that was enough to get you smacked. Ropes on your back from a whip's crack. And no matter how many history lessons skip that, I'll never forget that. Nor let you either, but see what I teach you is deep, because even with chains and whips, the system couldn't beat us. Even with chains and whips, the system couldn't beat us, couldn't defeat us. We still exist, however there lurks evil in our midst. So many lost, blinded by the mist. Can't see past the media's myth of black, which is invading our homes to a satellite TV dish. Got you and I thinking that we're ignorant, illiterate, inconsiderate. This could be true, but it constitutes a small percent of it. Don't forget those before us. Let me remind you of who Dr. Charles Drew is, creator of the blood transfusion, but when he needed the help, hospitals refused him. Don't forget Carver McCoy, W.E. Du Bois, Garvey Newton, there's so many more. And can't forget about the sisters like Assata Shakur. See, black people, hold your head up. We come from a lineage that consists of writers, inventors, doctors, architects, poets, leaders, speakers, and dancers. Government broke up the Panthers because they had some of the answers. Shook hands with those that murdered our ancestors. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, raped us, lynched us, ransacked the home, invaded the empire. We were snatched from the throne, brought into a land that is not our own. That's why our head is not fit through those combs. See, extra, read all about it. Black Wall Street burned down. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street burned down. No more black businesses. This is ridiculous. How could you not be proud to be part of a people so magnificent? The world has put us in a predicament. Black neighborhoods prospered till the crack epidemic hit. Now the ghettos and slums, and you could even go downtown to the King Lincoln district. You see bums, but how did they get like that? What kind of background did they come from? Now America got a war on drugs because it's affecting their sons. But I reveal the evil. For centuries they have been trying to kill the people, but you can't succeed. You can't succeed through crack or weed. No manner of disease will bring us to our knees. The breath of life is what we breathe. Our spirit lives, we remain strong. Keep on singing the same songs. So no matter how many times Plato and Aristotle take credit for books written by Egyptians, to binding us on slave ships, to Jim Crow segregation, the biased school system and education, the spread of drugs across the nation, through every trial and tribulation, we survive and triumph as more than conquerors. Thank you.